Good morning.
Good morning, Rabbi.
We're learning Mishna Yevamos, Perek Beis, Chapter 2. We're in the middle of Mishnah Vav, Mishnah 6. Now, I think we're going to have to do a little review and hopefully not get too confused with everything from yesterday, because it's going to get even more confusing today. Okay, so here we go. Perek Vav, let's start again, Mishnah Vav. Mi Shekiddish, Mishnah 6. Mi Shekiddish Achas Mishtei Achayos. Somebody made Kedushin. He betrothed one of two sisters. Doesn't know which one he made Kedushin on. Remember that story from yesterday? Nice and get Lazo, they get Lazoi. Yeah, he asked. Each one is a suffix, as a question. Who are they? Are they? Which one is married to him? Which one is not? There's a doubt. Each one may be married to him, and there's no way for them to be able to marry anybody else without a get. And he can't just go marry one of them, because the one he marries may be the sister of the one that he actually made Kedushin to. Okay, that's the beginning of the Mishnah. That's review. Next, which is also review. Mace, this same guy, he died. He had no children. And he has one brother. So he say that brother has to now do chalitza on both of them. Okay, he is not able to do yibam on any one of them. So let's again take a look at this picture over here. All right, take a look at this chart, if you like to. All right, yeah. All right. So what we have in this picture is we've got Reuven made these are Reuven and the two sisters. Reuven, we say the situation here is that Reuven may have made Kedushin on one of them. We don't know which one, but on one of them. Right. Now he dies without children. He's got a brother, Shimon. So now Shimon is faced with a situation where one of these women is his Yevama. One of them have fallen to him to Yibam. Whichever one was married to his brother falls to Yibam, but we don't know which one. Now, because each one of them may actually have been married to his brother and therefore may be connected to him for Yibam, the problem is that therefore the other one, which is the sister, is going to be at least the wife of the woman who is connected to him. Meaning, so let's say the real wife was Leah, right? Let's say the real wife was Leah. So Rachel is now the sister of Leah, who now is connected to him as a Yibam bond with him, right? Now, and each one of them has that problem. Each one of them, if you try to go in and do Yibam on any one of them, right, in case it's not the one that your brother married, it's going to end up being the sister of the one that your brother married, which makes her the sister of the one that's connected to you for Yibam. And therefore, you can't marry her. Okay? Now, how about going ahead? Let's say Shimon now will go over to, let's say, Leah. He'll do chalitza on her, right? By doing chalitza on her, if there is any kind of Yibam connection to him from her to him, he'll have taken it off through the chalitza. And now the other sister who's left is not the sister of the one connected to Yibam, because if she was connected to Yibam, the other sister, he took care of that with the chalitza, and maybe she's actually the real wife. So everything's good to go, right? So he said, no, it's not good to go, because once he does chalitza to one, the other one becomes the sister of his chalutza, becomes the sister of the woman he did chalitza on, which is like the sister of the woman you divorced, and she's usher to you. So there's really no solution here other than giving chalitza to both of them. You can't just send them off for free. One of them was actually married to your brother. One of them has Yibam connection. So you got to give chalitza at least to free them up to marry somebody else. But there's nothing more for the surviving brother to do other than to give chalitza. Okay, that was yesterday's. All right, not so bad. That's not so bad. Now, here we go. Here's the next case. We just read a case of Mace. He died. Again, this person who made the Kedushin on one of these two women died. He only has one brother. You give chalitza to both. That's what we just learned. Now, now the case is he's got two brothers. Okay, that's the bottom chart here, which some of it got cut off. Okay, but you can still see how Reuven, the two lines of Reuven, is referring to, right, the two women that he possibly made Kedushin on and that he possibly betrothed. And now you have two brothers, Shimon and Levi. Not just Shimon, it's Shimon and Levi. Now, so what does the Mishnah say in that case? Echad chaylitz, one of them can do chalitza, the echad miyabim, and the other one can do yibam. Okay, now, in this case, by the two brothers, in essence, we do kind of start off with the problem that, I mean, these are sisters, right? And if you just if any one brother goes in and does yibam to one woman, it could very well be that the other woman was married to his brother. The other woman has a connection of yibam to him, and this woman is the sister of that woman who has a connection to him. So you can't just go over and do yibam. That's not going to work. But being that we're talking about two brothers here, there is the following solution. That is, one brother goes over. So let's say in this case, right? You have Reuben, Shimon, and Levi. So let's make it that Levi goes over to who's around that side? Leah. Okay. Levi goes over to Leah. Okay. Levi goes over to Leah. Does chalitz on her. Okay. Now, if she was bound to him for yibam, because she was the one who was really married to his brother who passed away, he took it off with the chalitza. Okay. Now, can he now go over to Rachel, the other sister, and do yibam on her? No, it's the sister of his chalitza, sister of the woman he did chalitza on. But now look at Shimon, right? Mm-hmm. Is anything stopping Shimon now from going and doing yibam on Rachel? If Rachel, right, is either his brother's wife, right, and it's not the sister, and if let's say the other one was married to his brother, it's not the sister of the woman who is connected to yibam for him, because if she was the wife, that one, she already got a chalitza from the other brother. So there is no more issue anymore of the other one being the sister of the woman who's connected to you. Because if that was the woman who was connected to you, she was connected to you, she was connected to your brother, and the brother made chalitza. And therefore, the brother took off any kind of yibam connection that there was. So therefore, the Mishnah is saying like this. Let's just try to put it together. The Mishnah is saying that when the person who died, we have a bad connection on the computer today, but that's the way it is. If you have the man who made the kedushin on one of the two sisters passed away, he's got two brothers. Okay, in this case, the Mishnah says one brother can do chalitza on one of the women, and the other one can marry the woman. She can do yibam on her. And the reason is because again, we don't know which one of these women were really the wife of the brother who passed away. But if, let's say, one of the women that one of the brothers did chalitza on, let's say she was the woman, let's say she wasn't the woman that was married to his brother. I mean, if she was the one married to his brother, he did chalitza on her, she's free to go. Let's say she wasn't the one. Her sister was the one. Okay? I'm sorry. Let's say she is the one who needed chalitza because she was married to the brother, chalitza was done on her. And therefore, the other one, right? If she be the sister of the one who really was married to the brother, there's no more connection of yibam. She's not the sister of the woman connected for yibam because that woman had a chalitza done on her. So therefore, and there's no problem, and the brother who did chalitza on one of them, the brother who did chalitza on one woman, he can't marry the other woman because it's the sister of his chalitza. But the other brother didn't do yibam. He's got no problem like that. All he's doing is, when he's now marrying that woman, is either he is actually doing yibam on his brother's wife, and if it wasn't his brother's wife, it was the sister of his brother's wife, then that other wife, that other woman, she already had a chalitza done by the other brother. So therefore, the Mishnah says one can do chalitza and one can do yibam. Okay. Now, let's do the last part of the Mishnah. Kidmu v'kinsu ein metzim miyadam. Now the concluding case of the Mishnah is that, again, we're going to the case where there's two brothers. Okay, there are two brothers. The one brother, Reuven, he made a kedusha on one of the two sisters. We don't know which one. Reuven died. He's got two brothers. We said before, that the only thing that can really be done here, kosher, is to go ahead. One does a chalitza, one does a yibam. The scenario now in the Mishnah is the two brothers went, didn't ask any questions. They did what they wanted, and they both married one of the sisters. One married one married the other. Okay? Now, says the Mishnah, they may remain married to their husbands. That means to say that although this is not what should have happened, very often, if let's say a man marries a woman and he's forbidden to be married to her, but he marries her anyway. So a base to the rabbinical court would get involved and say, you can't be married to her. You got to divorce her. In this case, they're not doing that. Even though we, as we'll explain soon, somebody did something wrong here, but he is not, as we say, continuing to live in sin. So let's take a look here. Okay, we have the two brothers. Now, let's say Shimon went and married Rachel, and Levi went and married Leah. Now, when Shimon married Rachel, we can look at it in two ways. We can look at it as he may have done yibam on his brother's wife if she was the one really married, right? And if she wasn't the one who was really married, then what? That he landed up marrying the sister of the woman who is connected to him, which was a no-no, right? Now, and right now, it's this the sister of the woman who is connected to him for yibam. He's not going to be married to her. However, the case is that the other brother went and married the other sister too. So now, on the side that we say that the other woman was really the woman married to his brother, and she needs yibam, then guess what? The other brother did yibam on her. So yes, was there a point where he shouldn't have done what he did, the first brother? Certainly. But once the other brother goes and does yibam on the other sister, which again, from his point is, look, if this was his wife's brother, then he does yibam. And if the other one was the brother's wife, well, the other brother married her and did yibam. So at the end of the day, once both brothers marry, no one's living in sin anymore. Even the first brother who went and married, which he shouldn't have, he wasn't allowed to, because at that point, she could have been the sister of the woman connected to him for yibam. So he shouldn't have gotten married. But at the end of the day, once the other brother marries other sister, there's no more problem. Because if the problem with this woman was that she was the sister of the woman who was connected for yibam, the other brother did yibam on her. And there's no more connection. So there's nothing wrong anymore. So that's what the Mishnah means when it says that if they both went and married, which again, they shouldn't have done that, nonetheless, once it's done, it's done. And they can both remain married to the wives. Okay. Okay. Chofetz Chaim continues. Aval lo yedi ala chaverei esibas rishasai v'asasei k'mitznaker k'shivadolai b'tov mohusei shelo yisro ish. Chofetz Chaim is talking about when a person goes and he's trying to inquire about someone or a partnership, to hire them to work for a shidduch, and essentially there is no problem of lashon hara with you asking or the other person responding, but you need to let the person know why you're doing it. But it's now said, the Chofetz Chaim now repeats, but if you don't tell your friend why you're searching into it, and you look like as someone who's just snooping and looking for good gossip, and you want to do that because you really want to get the lowdown on this person, and if you tell the person, you think that if you tell the person why you want to hire him, he's not going to give you the lowdown because he's going to feel bad for him. But if you just want to speak gossip, that person is raring and ready to go, and it'll let you know everything from top to bottom, and that's what you're looking for. You certainly now are transgressing the prohibition of causing someone to stumble, of causing someone to sin. Because through his question, through his inquiry, his friend is now going to commit a prohibition. If he now says something disparaging about him, even if it's true. As we said previously, that speaking lashon hara applies even if it's true. And the only time it's permissible to say it is in mechaven is that by saying something derogatory about someone, that some good, some benefit will come out of it. Otherwise, Even if at the end of the day your story did help the person, but that wasn't your intention, you'll end up speaking lashon hara. The other person has caused you to stumble, and that's why you need to tell the person why it is you're inquiring about the person. So if let's say you don't tell the person why you're inquiring, and he gives you a lowdown, and that helps you protect yourself, but that wasn't the intention of the person saying it to you. His intention was just to badmouth the guy. And that comes out, he was speaking lashon hara, and your question caused him to do that. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you, Rabbi.